Hey there, everybody. I hope you are doing well. I am Afefe with Touch by Tarot and Beyond, and I'm really happy that you're here. If my existing subscribers, I thank you so very much. I appreciate your comments, your energy, your support for the channel, trying to grow the channel, doing more and more. Certainly no shortage of topics to cover these days, so I appreciate you. If you're new to the channel, I am a tarot and oracle reader, intuitive reader, and I also have a background in journalism. I used to earn my bread and butter from writing for newspapers for many years. So my approach is kind of down to earth, but also very, into the spiritual realm, into the woo-woo. We go to spirit and we get more context for what's going on. Lots going on. For those of you, by the way, housekeeping note, for those of you who have left comments about specific races, either state or national races in your particular states, there was such an overwhelming response to that, for which I thank you, but I need to really sit down and hone in on that. Almost 200 comments I got from you all. So I will definitely get something up before Tuesday, before the election. I'm thinking it'll be Sunday or Monday. All right. So just check back with me, but I will check into those races for you. Today, you all, I want to take a look at a couple of things. Got my psychic intuition oil going on. By the way, I'm not affiliated with this company. You'll see me use oils a lot when I get ready to do readings. That's just part of my cleansing process, energetically setting myself. But I do recommend, not a paid affiliate at all, but they just do really good work. Art of the Root is the name of the company, and you can find them online, artoftheroot.com. A gazillion different types of spiritual oils, everything from astrological oils to more, woo-woo oils. You'll find if you got a need, they got something on there that'll address that need for you all. Okay, and speaking of oils, Mojo oils, I sold out of them 150 bottles in 2 days. Didn't even have them pre-made. Like, I had to get working. I'm so grateful for the enthusiastic response, and I've had people asking. Right now they're sold out. I've already been getting questions around reorders or new orders. I will get something up probably right after Thanksgiving so that you can get it for the holidays and the new year as well. I want to get something energetically out by the new year, so check in with me for that. All right, let's talk about a couple of things going on. I get the impression, Spirit, women in the Maga movement are definitely going to secretly vote for Kamala Harris, you all. I mean, that's not even a joke anymore. It's not even a whisper. And I think that energetically, as much as many of us have our feelings about the movement, the Maga movement, and the Maga folk, let's send some light and energy that way. Like, yes, ladies, do the right thing, because the bottom line, I don't know, maybe some of you have seen the commercial where it's two couples that go into the voting place together, right? The men and the women. And the women are across from each other at a voting booth, and they can't see each other's votes, but they're making this eye contact, like, you gonna do what you gonna do, right? Yeah, I'm gonna do what and they both, then you show them, the camera cuts to them circling for Harris Walls, right? The husbands, meanwhile, are doing what they're gonna do. And then when they all leave the voting place, the husbands are like, so ladies, did you, and they're like, yeah, we handled it. We handled our business. I'm thinking that's a thing. Yesterday, in the wake of Donald Trump saying, like it or not, I am going to be the savior of women and the protector of women, turning right around and saying despicable comments around Liz Cheney, something about nine guns. I remember nine guns trained on her face, or standing up with a rifle and 9 guns being trained and ready to hit her in the face. That's the protector of women. So the message is, of course, yeah, I'll protect you as long as you please me. And that, my friends, is what leads me to go into spirit on the issue of MAGA women revolting, secretly revolting. Because here's the deal. The same men, this is not just about DJT, the same men who would behave in such a violent manner to attack the Capitol, etc., that whole thing, that whole toxic masculine thing, how are they operating in their homes? Right? How are they operating in their homes? And to what extent are these women appearing to follow suit for fear of safety? That's entertainment purposes only. What do I know? But I'm telling you, something just came up in my spirit. I'm not trying to be friends with these MAGA women. I doubt that we're going to sit somewhere and make friendship bracelets for each other. But just woman to woman, it just occurred. Like, there's danger there. And a lot of them are swayed into this movement. Sure, many of them because they're what they are. But there are women who I think are going to vote for Kamala Harris, Spirit is saying, because they don't want what has happened to them to happen to their daughters. Spirit, will there be like mass numbers of women, especially in swing states, in these conservative extreme right circles, who will vote for Kamala Harris? Princess of Swords, especially the young women. And so the daughters, they have had conversations with their daughters like, look, I got to do what I got to do, but you vote your conscience, baby. If they're of voting age, 2 cards just came out, 5 of Wands and the 8 of Cups. Yes, 8 of Cups being a card of maturity to the point where you're ready to walk away from the old way of doing something. Just not going to do it anymore. And that 5 of Wands, the conflict, the internal turmoil that many of them feel, on the one hand having to appear that they're falling in line with their husbands, their brothers, their fathers, those who hold sway over them, especially if it's a financial issue. And I do believe that's a lot of why, that's a lot of what this movement of, trying to take women back, and the whole, thumping the chest male, that toxic masculinity. But it's built on a falsehood. These men are not prepared, or regular working class men are not prepared to take on that financial responsibility. We don't live in that kind of world anymore. It takes all hands on deck to survive out here economically, and the women are realizing that. The 8 of Wands, exactly. They are moving, you all. They are moving. There's a lot of votes that's coming Kamala Harris's and Walt's way. Now, what they do down the ticket, in their congressional or Senate races or their ballot measures, that's another story. But not voting for Donald Trump is becoming a thing in the Maga faction, or at least a large chunk of it. The women they're laughing and going, and there's the Hierophant. Yep. The structures that they've built, the idea of what they really want to see in government, in a leader, their faith in having that. And I think many of them, not some, Spirit is saying not some, many of them are waking up to the extent to which they've been duped, not just by someone, governmental figures or political figures or celebrities like Donald Trump and his cohorts, but the extent to which they've been duped by their own families, by their own partners, by their own loved ones. We have the Prince of Swords. There's a conflict there as well, because they, just as they don't want their daughters to wind up repeating their mistakes, they also are concerned for the ways that their sons are being trained, to look at women, to their opinions and their treatment towards women. They do care about that. And we have the Star. Yep, I can so there we have it. Spirit's absolutely confirming that. There is this aspect, and I do feel from a humanitarian standpoint, Spirit is saying, for us to, not that we have to make nice and be friendly, for all of the vitriol that we've certainly been subjected to through the MAGA movement, but that we do remember these are women who, some have been brainwashed. They are operating in fear and intimidation, not just structurally within government, but within their own homes. And secretly, there is a shift there. They're gonna be darkening some ballots for Kamala Harris. A whole lot of them. All right, you all. Moving on. Mark Cuban. Who knew? Not always, personally speaking. This is not even spiritual. Certainly, I know who he is. Watched Shark Tank many a time. but he could be a little much, so I wouldn't necessarily call myself a Mark Cuban fan, but wow, he, as one of those guys in the billionaires club who has come out forcefully and made some incredible arguments. He eviscerated Dana White in regards to the economic policies put forth by Trump in the past, and how terrible it was for the country. So he is, to the extent that the Harris campaign needed and could welcome a voice strictly as in terms of economic ideas and policies from a perspective that people across the aisle, many Republicans as well, respect the money game that Mark Cuban brings. And Mark Cuban has been out here saying, y'all, you need to wake up. This stuff that this guy's talking about is not going to do well at all. Kamala Harris is prepared. She has a policy. She's ready for the job. I want to see is Mark Cuban pulling significant numbers of those? Are they listening? Are the Republicans listening to Mark Cuban? Ten of Pentacles, it all comes down to money. That's the bottom line. It all comes down to their money. So yes, they are listening to him. They respect his knowledge. They clearly, and the Nine of Swords, but they are still afraid of. They're afraid of what he's telling them, because he's telling them, you lining up behind this man is going to cost you. He might as well be Elon Trump at this point, right? Elon Musk. I'm almost feeling like that wasn't really a slip. Elon Musk, we'll get to him in a minute. He's going to lose so much. He's going to lose so much behind what he's doing. But anyway, to finish this up, Mark Cuban, his influence on conservatives, spirit. The Princess of Swords, he's got his little fangirls. And the Chariot, absolutely. I also think he's going to be in some sort, Three of Pentacles. I don't know that he's aiming for, it doesn't feel like he's aiming to get something out of this in terms of working with the Harris administration directly. Maybe he will get something, but this does look like he's going to, that Three of Pentacles, and the Princess of Swords, it feels like he is thinking about ways to contribute politically down the road. He sold his the Dallas Mavericks last year. He sold that. He's resigned. He's no longer with Shark Tank. So it does feel like he's in this sort of transitioning period. I do think we're going to see more from Mark Cuban, but I also feel like he's not doing this. He's not a sycophant in any way. He can be very arrogant, as but he tells it like it is. He has that edge. He is doing this because he genuinely believes that having Trump back in office would be catastrophic. And he genuinely believes in the economic policies being put forth by Kamala Harris. And he understands that, given his background, that his voice being lent to the economic aspect of her campaign is legit. He will break through and get through. White male billionaire. There it is. Put a check mark next to his resume, and people will listen to what he has to say. Musk, let's round this out with Elon Musk. Wow. Like, where do we even start? Remember when he did I think it was the first appearance back in Butler, when he went back to Butler, PA with Donald Trump, and he jumped up in the air and we saw his belly and all that. Some things you can't unsee. But if I recall, you all let me know if I'm wrong, he was wearing an Occupy Mars t-shirt for that event. And he may have worn it since. We know he's been walking around in this dark Gothic, dark Maga Gothic hat. The whole SpaceX thing, you all, I get the feeling Elon Musk is in a world of trouble, or he will be in a world of trouble. When all of this is said and done, he has crossed some lines. We know that the case in Pennsylvania, the court case that was brought against him for those $1 million payments. That has now been put on hold. He's trying to move it to federal court, and the judge has not stopped him or precluded him from these so-called $1 million payments while the case is pending. By the time that all happens, it'll be long after the election. That money's going to go away. But we also know that his America PAC, that was the only supposed ground game that Trump's campaign had to get out the vote, was through this, what was it, $75 million that Elon Musk apparently put up to do this ground canvassing game. Now it's coming out that didn't even happen. Like people were being put in the back of U-Haul trucks, just piled up in there to go and spread out in neighborhoods. And after a while, they were like, we're not doing this. They weren't getting paid. There's so much not good around that. Tesla, questions around its profitability going forward. X in the tank. Threads is gaining on them, right? We're going to see some things happening there. Now also come to find out, there is an account, I think it's called or related to Project 2028 on Facebook. They know about it. They have not taken it down. It is spreading false ads about Kamala Harris. Who is behind it? They have found out that it is the money that is tied to it is from Elon Musk. All right. So out and out false ads. The extent to which he can be prosecuted for that, some are saying because it is being done in the name of this so-called PAC or Project 2028, that it's under, free speech. But also the extent to which Zuckerberg, who kissed the ring recently, kissed Trump's ring, they're not taking these ads down. So people have got to be extremely careful about what they're consuming and recognizing. They've got some guy on there, Haitian, showing fake IDs and that he voted multiple times. Like, who, you think logically, if someone were out there doing something crooked like that, a non-citizen, this whole question about non-citizens voting, who's going to get out there and go viral or try to go viral to say, hey, here's my face, here's my fake IDs, and look what I just did? Who's going to do that? Knowing the risks. Like it doesn't even make sense. But people are out here passing it around. So we'll see what happens with that. But I just want to see, I'm going to just take a look at him. The Nine of Swords. This man is, for entertainment purposes only, you all, he's not well. And we know that DJT is not well. First, he's in mental decline, right? This guy is not well from a whole other area. It's not age related. It's something else. Elon Musk, is he planning exile? Is he planning to go in exile? There's the Fool, the sacred clown, they call it in this. Of course, for him, I'm reading from that's what inspired me to go use the Starman Tarot for today's reading. You all, this man, that Occupy Mars shirt, Spirit showed me that this morning. This man is, I don't know if it's literally, in outer space, but he's looking at getting up out of here. The Four of Pentacles, because he's going to start losing money, a lot of money. He's going to lose a lot of money. And right now he feels a little impervious to that because he is, technically, I guess, the richest man in the world. So he just feels like, whatever, I won't run out. I'll be okay. But there's something here where he's going to start to run out. The Queen of Pentacles. I feel like that's somebody, that's somebody who either is in his life now or who is coming in his life now, who is going to take him for a ride. Like she's going to be someone who, and she came with the Death card. Woo! Something's coming for him. And it's going to be not good at all. It's going to rock his world, you all. And so to the extent that he is capable of going into exile, because he will have done so much damage to his companies, to his reputation, The whole genius, this evil genius that he seems to be trying to promote now with the whole dark Maga thing. Oh man, it's going to backfire on him so badly. I almost feel like this is, and there's the emperor. He's going to get turned on by Donald Trump once the election is over and it doesn't go his way. He's no longer going to be useful, so he's going to get trashed. In fact, don't be surprised. They just said, Spirit just said, don't be surprised if Trump begins to, as he has done in the past with people he's been formerly very close to and chummy with, don't be surprised if he tries to put some of the blame on Elon Musk, who, for all intents and purposes, has been Five of Cups. Very disappointed in him. He wasn't who I thought he was going to be. He didn't do what he said he was going to do because, as we've seen with our own eyes, Musk has stepped in and basically become the de facto running mate, right? Vance has been pushed further and further to the sidelines while Musk has taken over front and center as the money guy and the recruiter and the Queen of Swords. That's Kamala. He's so afraid of her. With the Princess of Cups. His daughters, some of the karma that he's got coming his way are coming from his daughters. And I know he has a bunch of kids. I don't know how many of them are female or what their ages are, but that's what Spirit is giving to me. His daughters. And the Six of Wands. Yes. There's some sort of internal price that he will pay within his. It's going to affect his businesses, but even more than that, it's going to affect his relationships with his children, primarily females, and their mothers, and those who would be involved with him in the future. Five of Swords. He's not going to have a good grasp on reality, being able to tell the difference between what's true and what he wants to have to be true. There's some sort of I keep avoiding it, but the word that I'm getting is like disassociative. There's something really truly not right there, and it's going to get worse. He is, after this is over, Trump's going to turn on him, and don't be surprised, you all, if that Occupy Mars thing for him becomes something he's even more fixated on, because he's gonna be so ostracized, not just in Trump circles, but the other circles that he was trying to permeate, and being so visible. He's gone. He's toast, and he's going to feel the effect from it. All right, you all. Countdown is on. We got this. Let's keep going. Seriously, let's think about and at least extend some degree of compassion to the women in the Maga movement who are there, maybe not necessarily by choice. At the end of the day, we're all responsible for our choices, but there is a lot of fear and abuse there, and yeah, let's just send them light, and to the extent that we can, and certainly send our energy toward them to go ahead and get in that voting booth and vote the way that they should. All right, you all take good care. I'll check in with you, as I said, probably on Sunday for some of those local races, local and state races that you asked about, and I will see you again real soon. Be good. Bye.